So what you think about that Snoop Gangsta Grill? Because we kind of
I am
briefly
so
glossed over it.
you, no, no, no. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was dope. I mean, Snoop is becoming like quiet as kept. He's becoming a great A&R of projects, Mike. Like he did. Speaking of which, Mike, we need to reach out to Chris the Glove. I got his info. We're gonna be
Okay.
reaching out to Chris the Glove. But I mean, just like Glove was saying when he jumped in our chat, well, I mean, Dr. Dre is still a master like arranger, composer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So much like I'm sure like people like Glove and Elizondo and Mailman and Scott Storch have all learned something. Guess who else was there for a lot of that too, Mike?
And he was staying active, and not to mention that Snoop worked with the Neptunes at the height of the Neptunes, so he was around for things. He knows how to put together things, and he already has his own musical knowledge in itself. I was surprised to see Dave East on there so much, and I was surprised to hear how good Dave East and Snoop sound together.
Sounds like a good business deal. I mean, that's a little bit, you know, how I pulled up and was like, well, Nas is holding mass appeal down. Well, second in that line of command would be Dave East. So it was good to see a little like East Coast, West Coast independent type of thing going on because like that's him working with an independent artist.
And hearing Corrupt on there too.
That was what
Killing it.
excited me.
Yeah.
Hearing Corrupt excited me.
Hearing Corrupt, Snoop, and Dave East on the track together in 2022 is exciting. You know, what I like about Snoop's projects is the fact that he sounds like he's having fun, man.
He does, but here's what I'll tell you though, Mike, and we're going to speak to this again. How old is Snoop?
51. He just turned 51 yesterday. Happy
Right, because
belated
he's my
birthday,
Libra
Snoop.
brother. Yeah, yeah. You know, Libra's got some of the best MCs, Mike. We got Snoop, we got Thought, we got Talib. I think we got Wayne. We
Well,
got
I'm
Wayne.
sorry that you guys have to. Do you got
I'm
Wayne?
sorry too. You know what's crazy about Talib? Talib's born the day after me. He's the third. Him and Black Thought are born on the
I
same day.
saw
Black Thought.
that. I
I
saw
always
that.
claim the Black Thought side. I never claim the Talib side. I was like, Black Thought's born the day after me. They'd be like,
You
Talib
know,
is too. I'd be like, shh.
following Talib on Instagram is
Why
tiring,
would you do
man.
that? Why would you do
Because
that?
I'm in the media. I have to.
Oh yeah. Oh,
He
you have to
is
do that. No, I'm gonna be. You
he
want to know
is
what? Guys like him is why my ass stay outside in Atlanta and don't be like online, like following unless I want to follow.
he is nonstop talking about yay, man. It's like, dude, chill, man. It's too much. Like I get it, but I don't get it. It's almost like an obsession. And it's interesting because this man made your biggest song by far.
What? Get by?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what's weird to me when it comes to Ye, man, I don't
You want to
know.
know?
I don't know what it is with some of these people who he's done really a lot for, whether he meant to do a lot for them or not. But it seems like they are the ones that have the most animus, from Talib to John Legend to even Common, man. It's like,
You
really,
think
y'all
it's
shouldn't
jealousy?
have anything to say about this guy at all. Just
You think
fall
it's
back.
jealousy?
Hmm?
Think it's jealousy?
It feels like it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, even if I disagree with somebody that, had a part in getting me to a certain spot, I'm just not going to say anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah,
Mm.
don't ask me to go out there and campaign for you against him while he's running for president. I'm not going to do anything. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
To actively work against somebody who's done, and I know a lot of people like, oh man, whatever, you wanted them to vote for Kanye for president. That's not what I'm saying. But let me ask you this. Do you feel like if Common has an initiative, let's just say he's doing something for the city of Chicago, for the kids, whatever, who do you think he would have a better opportunity to get those initiatives passed through? Joe Biden or Kanye West? I'm just
Damn,
saying.
damn. You want to know? I had a conversation. One of my coworkers, Paul. Paul's late 40s, white, Republican, super conservative. And we're just having a dialogue. And I'm like, Paul, I'm like, do you think I'm a Democrat because I'm black and I host a hip hop podcast show with the homie Mike B? Because I put him on to recording the hip hop. And he's like, no, he was like, but I imagine I look like a conservative Republican because I'm a middle-aged white man living in East Cobb. And I was like, you do. I was like, but do you behave like that in your day-to-day function life? He's like, no, I don't let my politics like affect our relationship. I said, I don't either. I said, I'm not a Democrat. I'm a independent because you can't trust these motherfuckers like just like I don't trust the motherfuckers you're with. But what I'm saying is that when politics get involved, things get shady. Now, if me and my coworker can figure out a way to put our shit aside to make shit work, like inside our building, it's like people who you've made classic music for can't afford you that same sort of respect. There does appear to be something inherently wrong with that. When a white guy who I just met, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And me and him can come to an understanding immediately, Mike.
Exactly.
A respectable one.
Exactly. I mean, listen, I know you know that I have my ways. I know that you have your ways, right? And regardless of where we are, I feel like if I'm trying to get something done, I have a better chance getting it done with you than I would some racist politician that, doesn't know me at all. Or doesn't even care to know me at all. Just wants to use me for the moment.
That's what I'm saying. Like the nature of the threat is truly real when it's like when you can trust a stranger more than you can trust your brother.
It's crazy.
It's just the reality of the matter.
And you know what? And
brother
again,
like skin. I mean, brother like thinks like you think. Like one of my homegirls chimed in when me and Paul was talking and was like, she's like, well, I'm a Democrat, but I like money, so I be voting conservative about some stuff.
Well, it's all about what your interests are. You know, what I respect about 50 Cent, man, and, it's probably going to sound funny coming from me, but the fact that he always will be respectful to Eminem because, like he said, Eminem did something for me at a point in my life that I couldn't do for myself. So I'm never going to talk down on him. Y'all can say whatever y'all want, but that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure they've had their disagreements, but he would never let anybody know because he respects what Eminem has done for his life too much.
Right.
And that's just bottom line. And I don't see that from these guys, and it's disappointing, man. Guys that I'm fans of.
See, now here's the thing. The black community on some factions will get on 50 for that, but really what we need is more black men who actually, I don't believe I'm saying this, we need black men who actually get behind other black men the way 50 gets behind him because he understands who really gave him his opportunity to fly. Here's a little reality check for it. Like if Talib were to have a versus,
not to cut you off, but M does the same thing with Dre.
Right. If Talib were to have a versus, Get By would be his closing song, wouldn't you say?
Of course.
It wouldn't even make Kanye's verse.
And he might, you know what? He might do the blast just to be, whatever, but it would be Get By, yes. And you're right, it wouldn't even make Kanye's list.
And so there's level to this. And so understand when you keep on attacking this man or expressing vitriol, there is some of it that's coming off a little hateration and holleration in this dancery. A little bit.
It's just the level of it. Like if you say one or two things, fine. But it's like every single post is about this man. It's like, come on, man. And not to mention, let's just be real. Your guy, Yasin Bey, fucks with Kanye. Like, he does.
He loves him.
Like, so it looks real crazy. Like,
the way he talks, he might love him more than he loves you.
That's what it seems.
The way he talks, he loves Ye more than he loves you. I want you to understand that.
Maybe that's the issue. I don't know.
That could be the issue. That's what I mean. And where's the source of the jealousy come from? Because Ye's been out of his stratosphere artist-wise for a long time. It could be some of that. And I don't want to entertain that type of fodder, especially for somebody who I've had some sort of relative back and forth with, the back and forth being he likes to pull up in here when the fuck he feels like it and never respond to you and me directly. But that's neither here nor there.
It's just, and all this just got started. We were talking about, Libras. But yeah, it's just. That
was my point, Mike. You can't trust us.
Well, there it is.
You can't trust us, Mike.
Boy King says.
I'm saying this because I was born October 2nd. I'm in the center of the tribe, Mike. I'm in the center of all this madness. Mike, let me give you some Libras. This is Lil Wayne, Stephen A. Smith, Talib Kweli. I'm going to say less.
Well, there you go. Boy King with the super chat says John Legend, Common, and Kweli are Democratic puppets. Well,
I'm not making excuses for Kanye. I can't stand Kanye, but here's what's going on with Kanye. Kanye is showing you where the money really resides right now, though. How about that, Mike? If you want to say anything about what you like, Forget your feelings. Where's my old friend Kanye? Mike, I want my beautiful dark twisted fantasy and before Kanye back. That's my guy. I don't like this guy at all. I can't stand his ass. He's showing me where the paper at though. Like as in who really run it and control it. See how quick Nori like tucked his tail between his legs and his head and show in Jeopardy and all that. It's like,
I want to be clear. We don't
cut.
agree or co-sign with.
It's called cut. It's called edit. It's called an edit. It's called an edit. When you get done with the show bounces over. Have time to edit the footage. Just
My guy Ron Bay, man, Ron Bay's always said that he feels like Ye is out here doing a social experiment, and whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. But I will say this. Ye lives what he says. And when he lives what he says, he shows you that there's some truth into some of the things that he's saying.
I mean, I hate to say
He's willing to go out there and down that hill. He is. And just to show you what it really is. He's not playing around with it.
He just lost another sponsorship for from a very major fashion designer that us in this black community love to wear when we have the money and the economics to. Shit, sometimes when we don't have the money or the economics, we go and buy their shit. Matter of fact, most of the time, we don't have the money or the economics to go buy their shit. And they just drop Ye. But what I would submit to people, go look at who owns the company. Like I did the day. I'm like, oh, they're going Paper Trail.
Yeah.
Paper Trail. I'm going to say less, Mike. People need to do some research like I've been doing, Yeah. Even when I'm not talking to a source, Mike, I'm finding evidence and doing research. According to Hip Hop, most credible publication out there.
Blue Collar Hustler said, Talib wasn't talking about Ye until Ye dissed him on Drink Champs. You can't allow another man to disrespect you in your career with no clapback. He just said he didn't like the way he rapped. Is that really a diss?
I'm just old-fashioned, Mike. It's like I just believe if men can't talk about it, we should squab about it, and then we can just be cool after that. You know what I'm saying?
What happened to the days where
MC... Like, we can't talk it out? It's like about the ladies' hands. I'm not talking about the ones that Christ laid, and then after that, it's done.
What happened to the days where MC felt the way about something somebody said and they put it in a diss record?
So
instead of sitting here continuously doing Instagram posts.
Can I tell you something that the source told me? Like the older generation of hip hop, like the icons, not just him, but like all of them be looking at these dudes now. It's like, when we had problems, we made records.
Yeah.
It's kind of whack. It's kind of whack, Mike. It's hip. I'm going to say this again for people that don't know part of why hip hop was created. It's a very tenuous environment when you come from impoverished and centrally popularized areas, as in the density is high on the population and the poverty is high too. That creates stressful situations. Hip hop is something that was created to help alleviate that pressure by putting those negative thoughts and feelings into a positive format to express and dictate a victor. Hence dance battles and MC battles and graffiti battles and DJ battles. Everything about how this culture has been created has been about us expressing the angst and formulating into a positive competitive outlet. And niggas want to play on Instagram with each other.
Well, this is what I'm going to say, because I see people in the chat saying that... people in the chat are saying that he went on a rant against Talib, but this is what I'm going to say, guys. Y'all don't think that Talib could put out a record instead of posting about Ye every single day? Calling him a Nazi. Like, come on, man. Like, it's gotten out of hand, man.
No. I think he's not talking about the Nazis. He's talking about the people who were ostracized by the Nazis. That's who he's talking about, Mike. He's not talking about the Nazis. He's talking about the people who were ostracized by the Nazis.
LP, why am I lost in the sauce? Like, LP saying I'm lost in the sauce. No, I'm not. Like, it's just, at the end of the day, it's like, if you have an issue with an MC, especially somebody you've worked with, put it on record. Like, I don't know, man. I think that just, social media for certain artists, and it's not just Talib, it's giving them too much of a range to show themselves to the public to the point where people are like, you know what? I don't really like you as much as I thought you did. As I thought I did. It is what it is. And I'm not saying shut up and dribble or anything, but it gets to a point where it's overkill, where it's like, chill out. And another MC that I talk about all the time that I think is highly underrated in his career, T.I., he does that a lot. And I think a lot of the way people feel about T.I. now, a lot of that's predicated on things that they've seen via social media as
I
opposed to
feel
what
like
they remember before those things existed. You can give people too much.
okay, so in T.I.'s case, because I agree with you, I feel like his biggest attraction has been his oversaturation of himself at times. As somebody who is a big fan of his,
Mm-hmm.
like I love Jeezy. Like I'm a bigger Tip fan, right?
Oh yeah, I know.
Like Tip that dude to me, as far as like solo MCs down here. All
Definitely.
right, like for me, as far as solo MCs come out of Atlanta, oh, he's number one.
Probably the most rounded MC to ever come out of the South.
Correct, and we've had that conversation, and I still hold true to that, even though the Rick Ross thing gives me cause to pause.
Yeah.
But
I think he's
yeah,
a
the
better
Ross thing
rapper,
gives me
but I
cause
feel
to
you.
pause.
Yeah.
I don't think Ross can rap at that top
Yeah.
5 to 10 MC level that Tip can rap at.
Exactly.
Like how about this?
When Tip gets going, yeah.
Ross can't do I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Right.
I never been checked. Get your mind right, nigga. Yeah, get your
Right.
facts right, nigga. That's what he said.
Right.
Get to act right, nigga.
So,
No, I feel you.
but in Talib's case, it's like, well, you're traditionally looked at as a lyricist.
And an intellectual too.
So you got to hit that bag and spar on the mic, fam. It's like, if you are who you say you are, like the Janae Aiko song goes, if you are who you say you are.
You know what I used to argue people down back in the day? And this is, I was
That
younger.
ain't got nothing to do with Ye's beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Like Ye's beliefs don't have nothing to do with the fact that you're controlling him. It's like, make a dope diss record.
Exactly. I used to argue people back in the day, and I think I was wrong. But I was really on my backpack shit, and I used to tell people like, man, I think Talib could beat Jay-Z in a battle. Listen to how he raps. He raps like a battle rapper. Just his delivery alone.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't real. But I will say this. I mean, if you feel this way, put it on wax. And it don't even have to be a quote unquote diss record. But sometimes those type of energies and those type of just expressions and emotions that you got could come out in a great record. It could be an enlightening record. Who knows? But I think that putting those energies into going back and forth with people on IG, man, it's like, that's not what we want to see our artists doing. And I know what Talib would say because he said this before. He's like, you don't control me. You don't tell me how to do my art. You don't tell me how I express myself. And that's fine. But at the end of the day, you don't tell fans how they feel about how you express yourself either.
I agree with all of that.
But
And
let me chill
and
because I know when we
The only
start
reason-
getting critical, when we start getting critical of artists that people fuck with, people get offended. So I'm gonna chill.
Right. Well, I was about to say, the only reason that this is even a conversation is because of how much Kanye is making himself an unlikable figure. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like he wouldn't be able to even get away with this consistent, whatever it is, whatever that has him riled up about Ye. Like he wouldn't be able to do this consistently if Ye wasn't, being an asshole.
It feels like, look, now it's safe to hate on. Now it's safe
Everybody
to.
wrong.
Now it feels like, now it's safe to hate on Ye. So let me go all in. So
Right,
were you just
everybody
waiting
wrong,
for
though.
a time to do this or something? Like,
This nigga foolish. This nigga ignorant.
let's get up out of here, man. I gotta run, man. Great show. Did we miss anything?
I would say we just need to rate the Snoop right quick. What would you think?
This one's hard to rate because it's more of a vibe and it's more of a compilation. Again, I think Snoop always does a great job of pulling artists together, and especially the pool of talented artists he has. Do we rate compilations?
I'm about to say we have been rating compilations like I thought. We rated the Earth Gang, not the Earth Gang. We rated the Dreamville. We rated the Shay. We've rated the Rosenberg.
How New York, man? How do y'all let Rosenberg stay up there after he dissed Chuck D? Man, I don't understand that. Like,
How do you let him stay up there after he said he didn't like Magic, and then he played it live, and it was apparent to all of us that he had never heard Magic, like at all.
I don't.
It's like, oh, anyway.
I don't understand.
But I'm gonna digress.
Man.
Here's my hot take before we leave. So you understand that we just rated Armani higher than Conway, the Shay, the Rome, and the Bennett, which means Griselda's probably going to have 5 albums in the top 20. maybe 6, depending on what West Side does. But hers is the highest right now.
I think she made the best Griselda album this year, in my opinion. And now,
Me too.
granted, West Side's coming next Friday.
Yeah, we'll see what Fly God do with it, but we should
They
reach back
say
out to
NY don't
Armani.
control Hot 97. I just don't understand how. Back on the Hot 97 thing, right?
Right.
New York is the mecca of hip hop, so hip hop was born. I just don't understand how New York radio is flooded and controlled by people who aren't even from New York. Like, and again, Rosenberg's from DC. Rosenberg's from DC and goes to New York and starts chomping down somebody like Chuck D, who's not only probably the most important figure ever in hip hop and recorded hip hop, but he's a radio legend as well. Chuck D and them Public Enemy started in independent radio. And you want to sit here and come at Chuck D for his criticisms of New York radio and you ain't even from New York? New York, how y'all let that happen? I'm telling you, man, like there's no way some out-of-town DJ will come to Atlanta and start talking crazy about Big Boy. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen.
We're going to be fighting. We're going to be fighting.
You're going to be out of this city. You're going to be out of this. New York, how can y'all let him keep his post and still...
I'm going to run you out the south side and the east side if you do. Don't come down here with that.
Shit is crazy to me. I don't understand it. Now, Ebro, he good. You know what I'm saying? I think Ebro does a great job. He did a great 50 Cent interview, and the Jeezy interview was good, too. CJ Kid with the super chat says, tonight, Dead End Hip Hop does Hieroglyphic versus Boot Camp Click. Who do y'all think you got, Mike and Coop? I'm more of a I don't know, man. Boot Camp Click thick, man. I'm going Boot Camp Click.
Actually, I'm like, I think Boot Camp got the joints everybody know, but I think Hyro might be deeper because of how the solo spinoff stuff has gone deeper for longer. I don't know, Mike. That's a fascinating battle.
It is.
I'm excited for that.
Out.
You know what battle's better though? Scarface versus Ice Cube on Patreon on Monday.
Yeah. We got the Ice.
Right.
Yeah, before we get out of here, we got to promote that. We got the Scarface, Ice Cube, Patreon Monday. What time you want to go on? 2? Something like that?
I was going to say, what is your schedule looking like? My Mondays are officially free again. I know we talked about pulling up later to make it more viable for some of the people like Nas the GOAT that haven't been able to jump in and contribute like live the way that they want. So as late as you can go on Monday, I can go.
Can we do 3:30?
Yeah, 3:30 is perfect. 3:30 to 5:30?
Yep, 3:30, 5:30. Yeah. Patreon, Ice Cube versus Scarface. Coop has Scarface. I got Cube. I got a lot of homework to do over the weekend. Mad Max says the J community controls Rosenberg.
I was trying to talk about it in code. You know what I'm talking about.
I gotta come up with more code words, man. Ebro ruined New York hip hop and the station, but you know what? Ebro's from out of town too.
I mean, see, it's so dangerous, Mike, because it's like, even with that whole demographic, it's like, well, we really, never mind. You know what I'm saying? It's very problematic. Totally uncomfortable.
All right, well, we can get up out of here. Any other closing thoughts other than the fact that the Liz 2 is the best Griselda album to come out this year?
Well, you know what's funny is that I don't think they're having, this is what I mean, see, they're kind of transitioning. They may not be the hottest thing in the streets anymore, like that kind of buzz may be ending. But what I was telling you is that, well, they're probably going to have 6 records in their camp that make the top 20 this year, and that's not counting the Che. If you were to count Che as an affiliate, that would make 7. So they're actually doing a better job about building and cultivating artists than people realize. You get what I'm saying? Like the whole camp is making, like, what if Stove was dropping this year?
No, it's facts.
Right. Like they have a camp of viable artists that make viably good music, hip hop projects, Mike. That's what's good about them. That's why I talk about them, is because they're independent. They make dope hip hop music, and they're showing that they know how to make artists. Like, this album is infinitely better than the first one. We enjoyed the first one. I think we gave the first one like a 3.5. This is literally a whole point better in 2 years.
Yeah.
Every time we hear
to me,
Rome Streets, and Love the Genius, Flea Lord.
Yeah. To me, Rome Streets and Armani got the 2 most exciting efforts from that camp. To me. I love the
Yeah.
Rome streets. Conductor's going crazy, and on a
That's what I'm
production
saying.
end, yeah.
And West Side's dropping like next week. Like, yeah, like they're still here and making waves and making an impact. But this is the thing about it. Like, and I don't know if people know this, most of the people that we talk about on here and champion are independent artists.
Ooh, somebody said they wanted Ghostface and Scarface. No?
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
All right. We got to get Ghostface for somebody.
Clan me. You're not going to Wu-Tang Clan me.
We should do, you know what we should do since you say
Ray.
Since you say Ray is so high, we should do a Ghost and Ray.
I'm cool with doing Ghost and Ray. I'm going to beat you.
No. Okay. I
am going to beat you.
You got Only Built for Cuban Links. You got that one. I'm going to have to really do some work. Only Built for Cuban Links is heavy. When you got an album like Illmatic or Only Built for Cuban Links or Doggy Style, you got an advantage. No, that's real.
I got the first verse to Cream, Mike.
You do got Cream on top of that.
Right, shit. That's what I'm saying. You can do that all you want to. I told you, man, Ray is top 10.
We got to do this
Ray Ghost. I told you. How about this,
I'm not going to back down. Ghost is my guy. It's literally my favorite MC.
Here's what I'll tell you. I told you, it's like if Ghost is 6 or 7 or 8, then Ray is like 10, 11, 12, right? And so even if you win, I guarantee you're only going to win by like maybe a song, maybe 2. That's what I'm saying. Is it's like if Ghost is better, it's going to be.
Now I can't back down from that. I got to take Ghost. Do you want to do that one Monday, or do you want to do the Cube and Leroy's right? I got Supreme Clientele. Of course, I know that.
Yeah, you got Supreme Clientele. But you have a top 10-ish rap album. I have a top 5-ish rap album.
Yeah, because as much as I love Supreme Clientele, and I know it from front to back, it doesn't have an ice cream on it. And I don't think it has an incarcerated Scarfaces on it either. It doesn't.
So Mike, that's what I'm saying. You already know I got ice cream, and incarcerated Scarfaces. You understand that, right? I'm already 3 in. Right. Okay.
Like I said, I'm not going to back down from it. Ghost is my guy. We might not need to do that this week, but maybe the next.
No, I'm going to tell you what. I think we're both going to need time to appropriately prepare.
Yeah.
Because I think, here's the thing. We're probably we might end up playing. So I might play something. You might be like, I was going to use that.
Well, yeah. I mean, see, the thing is, unless you use something from a Ghostface album, I think with those two.
I got Faster Blade. That's what I'm saying.
You got... I can't use stuff from Supreme Clientele. I wouldn't do that.
You mean?
I mean, not Supreme Clientele. Only Built for Cuban Links.
So you wouldn't take Wisdom Body off Purple Tape, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
So you're saying I can't pull from. So how we're going to section this off before we go? Like for the GOAT, we'll do this in 2 weeks. Is that I can't pull from Iron Man or Supreme or Bulletproof, and you can't pull from Purple Tape 1 and 2, essentially.
Yeah. Because they do so much work together, it just wouldn't be fair to do all that. Yeah.
Right. You want to know what I was thinking? It's like, can one of us play the MGM?
Well, yeah.
Right.
Whoever gets to the MGM first.
Right. Whoever gets to the MGM first. That's fair.
Yeah, because they're both in Wu-Tang. Yeah. So we could play Wu-Tang songs.
Older Gods.
Man,
you feel me?
You listen. If you play Older Gods, that'll look better for me.
You think Ghost has the better verse on Older Gods?
Yeah.
I think Jizza has we like Dorothy Hamill on ice. We might circle.
I mean, just the way he jumped in that bitch. Y'all roll like a bat out of hell. Even a cappella, fly spitting out of my grill. I just remember at the end of It's Yours video, niggas like spitting, going in.
Right.
All right, well, let's get up out of here, man. Let's do that. All right.
All right, peace.